Hello everyone and welcome to Yammy Leaks. Today's video of course goes to all of us, the viewers of this channel. 4 days ago I received a comment from Daniel Azevedo from Brazil, and he asked me exactly that. Let me read it. Please show us how to modulate during an impro. This moment of transition is really difficult to beginners. Very good concept, and thank you very much Daniel for this comment. Now, what I thought to do about that is that looks now as a very open subject, and someone might think during an impro, during a superposition, during a substitution, during modulation or whatever it is. So we have to start from somewhere, and this is the concept we will start today. The best thing for me, for beginners jazz improvisers, is to take a really simple modulation. And a really simple modulation is two keys which are very close to one each other. And we're going to talk about the C major key and the F major key. Now, if I only play those two chords in a row, nothing really happens as a modulation, because those two chords belongs to the C major scale as first tonic and subdominant chord. But if I emphasize those two chords with their two fives, like D minor 7th, G7th to C major 7th, and then C minor 7th to C7th to F major 7th, now really looks like a modulation. And again, depends how many bars I'm going to do that. So I'm gonna keep 8 bars, 2 times 2 5 1 in C major scale, and the next 8 bars 2 5 1s in the F major scale. The whole concept I'm going to use for those two 5 1s. I'm going to open up this thinking also for the all other situation. For example, like 2 5 1, we alter the 5 chord and start superimposing their scales like melodic minors, diminished or whatever. The thing really is going to be the same. The situations are different. But now let's concentrate on our today's concept, which is close modulation keys, and how to work on the one concept that I learned. I read about it really long time ago from Jerry Cocker, great jazz educator, and talked about how to use the trigger notes and the common tones in situations like this. And I hope starting from there you may increase the level of control and difficulty in the jazz idiom, or whatever, the fusion idiom or the modern music idiom, whatever. What we see here on our table here is the 16-bar progression we're going to use today on our improvisation, and is 8 bars of C major scale 2 5 1s and 8 bars in 2 5 1s in the F major scale. Right next, this table here is the scales we're going to use for the improvisation, and of course for the C major 2 5 1s we're going to use the C major scale, and for the F major 2 5 1s the F major scale. Also here we may see why we call it close modulation, because those two scales share too many common tones. Really, their common tones are 6 in total, and they have only one note in difference, and this is the B natural note for the C major scale and the B flat note for the F major scale. Those two notes is what Jerry Cocker calls trigger notes, which make the difference between those two scales. All the other tones are common tones, and if we play the C major scale, and really the first 6 notes of the C major scale, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, Those 6 notes are common for the C major scale and for the F major scale also. The only difference is the B flat, which belongs to the F major scale, and the B natural, which belongs to the C major scale. Let's examine how we're going to use the trigger notes, the common tones, or the mixture of those on our improvisation. I have to play a situation of modulation, an easy one here, because we have only one flat difference. It's very easy modulation and very close modulation. And I have the first case one trigger note, and the second case many common tones. Now Jerry Cocker says that when the modulation happen on the first 2 chord or the 5th chord of the next to 5 in the F major key, I may emphasize this trigger note, the B flat, but really not so accented like here and I play this note. I mean very smooth, like let's say I play in the C major scale. I try to play those 2 scales and make them feel like one. When I change from the B to B flat, don't make it so obvious, like, hey, look what I'm doing now, I'm changing the note, right? And make it more smooth, like a continuity of the previous one. Now let's see common tones without even go to the trigger note. 3, 4. Now, whenever I like, I may play common tones or the trigger notes. 4.